Hello guys, I welcome you all to my YouTube channel, and today we're going to discuss about list comprehension. So basically list comprehension is an elegant way of writing a loops in Python, and they are also faster compared to general looping in Python. So let's see a problem statement. If I want to declare an array of till range 10, then it would look like this: 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? So now here I'll see what could be the looping method to declare an array like this. That would be for I in range 10 and array dot append I. So by this I'm able to initialize the array like this. But we're gonna see that how these three lines of code can be substituted by one line of code using list comprehension, and that can be done like x for x in range 10. That's all to declare an array like this. Now that was the thing to declare an array. Now we're going to see the time complexity, like how much less time this list comprehension is taking compared to this full looping method. So for that I'm using time module, and basically it will time dot start equals to time dot time will give me the initial time of the running the loop, and time dot time minus s, right? So I'm gonna do some mathematical functions there, and also I'm gonna increase this, right? Now let's see the time it took around 1.17 seconds, and gonna check the same thing for looping method also, like how much time they're gonna take. And I need to do the mathematical function I did for the list comprehension part, and the same thing, calculating the final time and also calculating the time here, and it took around 2.43 seconds, right? So it's just double the time we took in list comprehension part. This is because while in the for loop, this append attribute is loaded and called every time we iterate through this loop. So this append function is called around 10 to the power 7 times. That took so much time to run this for loop, right? Now we're going to see the if else statement in the list comprehension part. That could be done very easily and in an elegant way also. For x in range 10, right? If I'm putting a condition here, if x percent 2 double equals to 0, so it will give me only the even numbers, but if I do 1 2 3 5 odd numbers, right? And also I can put one more if statement if you want. That would be like two conditions to check at the same time on the same number. That would be 5 double equals to 0. So I'm checking if the particular number is divisible by 2 and also a proper divisible by 5, and that's the answer we got here, and that's totally accurate, right? Now we can also use if else statement both at the same time in this loop. That can be done using x if x percent 2 double equals to 0, else we're gonna print hello, right? So that can be run for x and range 10. Yes, okay. There's some issue, it is should be x. So you can see all the even numbers were substituted by the value x, and all the odd index number are substituted by hello. So that can be done some more, like if you want you can see here, if it is 20, and I can loop one more thing, x condition one more thing, x 5 double equals to 0. So you can see only the numbers x number which is divisible by 5 will be consider in this array, and also in that if it is divisible by 2 it will represent the number, otherwise it will represent hello. So this is very important, can be used in competitive programming thing, right? Now one thing we're gonna see here is lambda function. So what does this lambda function do? So let's try one example. If I say for x in range 10, and usually I put x here to represent the x number, but if I do a lambda x and it is substituted by x, and here I'm giving x as a variable, then as you can see all the numbers are replaced by the square, right? So what this number basically do is, this x is the variable which we are passing through here. Okay, for you a bit less confusion, just substitute it like this, right? Now it's doing the same thing. Now instead of y, x is passed, so y is replaced by x, and this is the body of the function. So now instead of x we are passing x multiplied by x, that is x square, that's all. So you can apply many different mathematical functions here, like plus 34, right? And now we can check, yes, 34 is added to the solution of squares, right? So there are many things you can use it. This lambda function is really important. Its use case is very good in pandas data frame, where you can apply different function directly on the whole series in the broadcasting way, right? So thank you so much, hope you learned something from this video and you enjoyed it also at the same time. And if you have any doubt, please comment down below and I'll reach you as soon as possible. Thank you so much.